Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. I am here with Showdown. This is a beta test. Alright, so I'm at rank 1000 at this point. I already played through a few races, obviously. So what are my findings so far with this Showdown beta event? One of the first things I have to tell you is that this is essentially the classic pay-to-win type event. Why do I say that? Because only one car in the entire Pagani lineup is going to have any chance of winning this, and that is the one I'm driving, the Zonda Revolution. This is a purple star car, and acquiring this car means that you must have gone through a certain event, which wasn't free, and you won the cars through that event. I am being given access to this car for the purpose of this video, but bottom line is I didn't even pay for this car on my main account. So in my primary play account, I am actually at ranks 30,000 somewhere with a Zonda BC. So is that fair? Is that something players will feel rewarded for participating in an event where they know if they don't have that paid for top car, they have no chance? I don't know. To each his own. However, that being said, is this event completely not good for players? No. Free-to-play players can still get participation rewards. And I think that is kind of the balancing act here. Yes, Natural Motion have decided only the guys that own Max Zonda Revolutions will get into the top 1,000. But on the other hand, everybody who races through the entire 130 attempts should get some kind of reward based on that. But that being said, I name myself All Car No Skills because, in a sense, that's how I feel about this event. I believe it's more of a car event and less of a skill event. Oh, certainly, once you get near the end, there will be some skill involved, right? If you're the guy that can barely hit dyno, and then you got the guys that are running world records, they're going to win. And that's technically skill. That's really the only skill we can really talk about in this game, because outside of that, really, it's just, owning the car and having it maxed. So the average player, without practicing, without any real experience with this car, like myself, seems to be able to still drive it pretty well. I mean, this is an easy to drive car, so that's a good thing. This may not be true if they put some other cars in for this kind of a challenge. So if you own the car, you don't really need a whole lot of skills to get a decent way in. At what point would I hit a wall? I would say probably as I get higher into the trophy counts where the top few hundred players are at. That's when things may get really challenging for me where I probably won't win. But we don't know until I get there. And that's why I'm doing this. I'm kind of racing just to see how far I can get. I have no illusions about my skill level. I am Joe average when it comes to playing the game. I'd like to tune, which usually means I have certain advantages in the live lobby. In this case, in Showdown, there's no such thing. You cannot trick tune the matchups. The matchups are based on fully maxed, tuned to the best possible performance level cars, which means world record tunes, world record level, fully maxed cars, not missing a single fusion, and then you got to learn the world record shift pattern and be able to duplicate it as closely as possible. That's how you get far in this, and that's what I'm trying to do. And I'll see how far I can get. You're not going to obviously duplicate the world record runs every time. That's just not realistic. But as long as you come close enough, you should be all right. Here, as you can see, I'm going through races. Oh, I really botched that one. 7.28 is really bad. You need to be running at least a 7.20 to 7.19 to consistently advance. And if you can run 7.18s consistently, you're going to be in the top. So that's the bottom line. This is heads up. There's no tuning. Everybody should be running close to the same tune, which is whatever version of world record tune they think is the best for their particular device is what you're going to be facing. And you're going to face other players who are good at what, pretty good at getting good times. And then you'll win some, you'll lose some. But what I noticed is that as long as you at least win 2 or 3 before you lose one, you actually advance quite quickly with the trophy counts because you can get plus 30, plus 20s. And when you lose, you only lose same thing, almost the same amount of trophy, which is kind of good. I hope they don't change this, because if you win and get 20 and you lose 60, that's going to be very discouraging. And that is kind of how some other games run the trophy system. They make it really hard to gain and real easy to lose. It can get really discouraging. Now, the other thing I noticed already is that my trophy count that's showing up at each of the inboard is completely off. It doesn't even have any relevance to what trophy I have. Sometimes it's 0. I just had a 400 something. Then you have 800, 1800 something. So that's another glitchiness that I hope that they'll fix. Now, I've also heard about crashes and other issues, but so far, so good. Out of 50 races I've done so far, or 48 or whatever I did, I haven't had that problem. But again, this is getting to be kind of a one-car show once you get past the first once you get under the 1,000 ranking. Basically, every single opponent is the same car. So it's same car versus same car. Does that bore you or does it not bore you? Who knows? I mean, it doesn't really bore me since I know I'm at least racing people that are somewhat at the same level I am. It's a straight up fair race because everybody's maxed, everybody's got the same car. So in that sense, I like it. But really, it comes down to how many players own this particular car, and this car probably not as many. Now, if they go back like they did with the first test, where they offered everyone a chance to drive the T3 Mustang, I think that is more open to more players. Although I wasn't able to participate in that one, so I really don't know. As far as rewards are concerned, the rewards have been good. I think if they actually introduce this Showdown with the participation rewards the way they have it, even if I can't win, so to speak, all the way to the higher rankings, but if my participation still gives me all the rewards, win or lose, I may not object as much. I don't mind an extra event that gives out gold, keys, and fusions. Oh, just lost another one. But notice the participation milestone is still being reached. So that's what I'm talking about. I like that. I like the fact that I don't have to get anywhere to still get my participation. What this means is even if I just have a regular Huria and I know I'm going to lose most of my races, once I get to a certain point, I'll just take my beating and then collect the rewards based on the fact that I at least participated. So I think that's a good thing. They should keep that part of it where no matter you win or lose, at least you participated and you get your rewards. Then it's just another grinding through. Sure, it'll bruise my ego pretty badly, but my excuse is, well, I have a crappy car, man. So I think I would like it if Natural Motion keeps that. With regard to the scoring system, trophy system, so far I don't really have a problem with it. There's another thing I noticed, which I hope they also add to the regular live, which is how quickly the events load. I mean, if you notice something, from the time you match up to somebody to the time the countdown starts, it's actually really quick. It's not even that quick with the same device, which is I'm on Nox, with the same device in live, it's about 3 times at least slower than this. So they did something with this that they did not do with the regular live lobby, and hopefully whatever tweaks they did here, they will retroactively put into the regular live lobby, because I would love it if my slow Android device can load as quick as this is doing. You know, it's not super quick, mind you, but notice each time I click, things pop right up, and you click again, and things pop right up. So look at that reload time. Boom, reload right into the race. If the regular live racing was this quick, I'd be a happy camper. So I hope they do something here. Now, while I'm talking, you know, we're going through all these races. As you can see, without really having had any practice with this car, I'm pretty far along here. I actually have to say I'm really surprised how far along I am. So my little joke about all car no skills, unfortunately, is proving to be rather true. I really don't consider myself a very good driver. I never was, and I don't ever try for a world record run, even though I see the videos that these guys put up and I go, well, it doesn't look too bad. But I haven't even come close. So you don't really need world record skills, it looks like, at least to proceed in the beta. Maybe when it's fully released to all players, that'll change. But I am actually doing pretty good considering most of my runs are in the 7.2 range, which is average. Right? 7.19 would be good. 7.18 would be excellent. And I'm doing mostly 7.21, 7.22s, but I'm still winning. So that's a good thing. And my participation awards are coming in. I'm at 54 out of 60, so at 60 I get another bit of reward. So that's all good. I'm also at 1800 plus trophy already. And looks like I'm in the top 200 at this point. So it moves along well, I guess, if you know, aggressively plays and actually wins most and not lose more than you win, you always slowly climb up. You're not getting kicked right back down to really low rankings just because of one loss. But of course, I'm sure as you get near the top, one loss could really bump you quite a few ranks. So but that's the nature of most competitions. I kind of don't mind that. They give you a few days to do the event. They give us a bunch of crates, and that's really good. So if nothing else, let's say if I don't have the Purple Star version, but they do give every version crates, this is good. I mean, this is a nice way for you to potentially max out a car as a player that has cars that are not all fully maxed, and which is most of us. And that's a good thing. I like that. So there are little things they're offering through this event which I really, really like. I just am a little disappointed but not surprised about the one car being the king of the hill, because it's almost impossible for them to do it any other way when they're doing these kind of full heads-up races. The fastest version of the brand will, of course, dominate the event. And that's exactly what I see. For the past, 30, 20 races now, I haven't seen a different car at all. Why? Because they would not win, so they can't make it up here. So you're just racing all the same cars for, as far as getting to the end. Although you could stroke your ego a little bit, I guess, if you get real far by saying, "Hey, I must be really good at driving this thing because I'm moving forward." All right, so that's the feel-good part about getting ahead in this event. Plus, I think there was some reward they were talking about for the top 1,000. Overall, I like it. I think this is something that if they introduce into the game, Natural Motion introduce this into the game as a full release item, I would try to participate in it just for the participation rewards. I will, for the most part, have to sit on the sidelines because I don't own many cars that are fully maxed that are this level. So if every event requires this level of car, I would be a little bit disappointed. What I'm hoping Natural Motion we end up doing is introducing this format, but here and there, go back to like a regular car that people can actually get, and most players would have something like a cup with the regular Hurricane. I mean, probably not likely, but that's the thought. Or that T3 Mustang idea was great, although I don't like T3 cars that much. But even if they did the BMW Cup with T3, and everybody uses that PC car we just got, that would be something nice to do. All right, so I think I might have hit my skill wall here. I'm starting to lose because I was up almost at like rank 100. Now I'm starting to go down, and that's kind of expected once you get to this point. But if you really think about it, just in kind of playing one night, without really trying to learn the car that well, I have managed to squeeze my way up to the top 200. And that's basically what I see is going to happen with every one of these showdown events, is that anybody with the fully maxed car will really get to probably the top 500, 400, and then just all of us will just be chopping at each other from there. Not a bad thing. If you're really competitive in nature, though, this kind of event can be very frustrating. I play the game as a source of release of stress. I try to relax and enjoy the game and just do my thing. I'm not sure I would really want to compete in this all the time. Oh boy, it's taking a while for this to load. So this is probably, you know, they really want to find a guy that's gonna just keep knocking me downward, I guess, because I'm apparently on this downward streak of dropping points. So finally matched someone. That's a good thing. Let me see if I get beat again. Ah, bad launch. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get beat. He's already ahead. Yep, not catching up to that. Oh, I'm done. Eee, that sucked. Another 20 some points gone. So easy come, easy go, right? You go up really quick, you go down really quick. But I did get my participation reward. Yes. So that's the left side rewards. I think it's for everybody, and then the right side's more for guys with the car that wants to put in a little effort to learn how to drive it and then try to get to the top. 1,800 some trophies so far. I'm sure as the days go on, more people will get the hang of it, and I'll probably get bumped down more. If anything, though, I think overall it's a pretty fair matchup system for the people with this car. And if you don't have this car, of course, you're going to feel like it's rather unfair. I know for a fact when I was coming up the ranks, some guys got so pissed off they tried to do that 30-second run thing against me. Oh, this guy disconnected. So this is another issue I did hear about, that some people would come into the race and they would disconnect and they get kicked back to the lobby and they lose. Because the guy who stayed in the race will end up winning. Which, if they let me out of this screen soon, hopefully. You know what? Oh, I was let out. Yeah. So that's kind of one of the glitches that is happening, but it's, that's not as worse. I wouldn't say it's any worse than what we're facing in live, where half the people can't connect to you. So, but again, I think something to do with the way they made this live racing, it does seem to run smoother and faster when it's working. So I hope that whatever they did right here will be implemented to the other live racing, and hopefully as a fix for those problems we're having there. Did I enjoy this? Absolutely, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I've also been bumped down from 110 to 164 in about 3 races. So easy come, easy go. And again, my numbers are way off from what I'm actually supposed to be showing, but hey, who's counting anyway, right? All right, so let's see how I do on this one. Ooh, not looking good. Oh, nope. Nope. Nope, lost. So that should bump me down another 20 some trophies. So I'm going to leave here a loser, it looks like. Yep, another 24 gone. Trophy scores down to like 1820. Ouch. Now, notice his tune's slightly different than mine. Mine's a little bit lower final drive. His is a little bit higher. And yet he still ran the same time. So when it comes to those final tunes, it's not really that far off. I mean, a few points off may make a difference depending on the device, but it may not make a huge difference. All right, so somehow I have 1872 now, even though I was just told I have 1820. And now I am not getting an opponent either. So something's kind of screwed up at this point. I think this is my cue that I may want to think about quitting. All right, the back arrow popped up twice so far. Maybe if it comes again, it'll be easy to just click that and get out. Let's see. Oh, there it is. So I am apparently at rank 130. All right, so that's Showdown in a nutshell, with a bunch of runs thrown in, so you kind of see what's going on. Regardless, it is something that limits participation because of car ownership, and I kind of still stand by my statement of all car, no skills, because even without much skills, I've made it pretty far. Let me know what you think. Feel free to comment on this video. Let me know if I actually raced you and you happen to catch my video. It would be cool to see your perspective on that race, and basically how you saw it from your end. If you liked the video, please leave a like, and please subscribe to the channel so you can get notifications when I put up new videos. And thank you for watching. Have a good one.